What is up? Welcome back to the people that are joining us again. As you see, we do have someone special. I'll let Kory announce that later. But if you're joining us again, thank you. If it's your first time listening, thank you as well. You're tuning into a new named podcast. This is the Big Disc Energy podcast. Had a quarrel that we'll talk about later as well. We'll get into that. But yeah, for our first week listeners, thank you so much. Been checking the stats. We got about 50 people listening, which is sick. But yeah, welcome back. We're gonna have a pretty fun pod tonight, and I'm gonna kick it to Kory to talk his mess.
Sweet. Yeah, like I said, like Blake said, thanks guys for joining us. Really excited for this. Got a lot of good feedback from you guys. Some of you guys messaging us privately and saying you enjoyed it and everything. So we really appreciate that, and keep bringing that to us. Anything that you want us to talk about. It's a podcast, and it doesn't matter what me and Blake want to talk about. It's what people are going to listen to. So whatever you guys want to hear, that's what we're here for. And we know that me and Blake seeing our faces, just us two, might get a little boring. So we're going to try and bring on some guests. And we got our first one this week, Down East Disc Golf's very own, the guy that I forgot last week, old Derek Holsinger. And Derek, how are you, man? How's it going?
I'm doing. Out here grinding every day, pretty much. Can't complain.
That's right.
Can't complain.
Got to witness me get taken down by your roommate today.
Yeah, I was gonna get in that later. Give you your props for how you played, but we'll get into that a little bit.
Sweet. Well, yeah. I mean, we might as well go ahead and kick it into the week one matchups, and just a little bit of recap for Matchplay. For those of you that don't know what Matchplay is, Greenville hosts basically a summer-long tournament where you get drafted by a team and you do a match play style instead of stroke style disc golf round, just 1v1 against somebody. And week one was this past week, and we had the Plastic Baggers versus the Chain Bang Gang. Say that 3 times fast.
And those are losers.
And then you've got FAAFO versus the Stank Putts. And if you don't know, I'm on Stank Putts, and Derek and Blake over there are on FAAFO. And, you guys can ask Whitney again what that means.
Yeah, we could just shorten it up to Figure It Out. That's our team. We'll just shorten it up to that.
Team Figure It Out. But
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got on each side we've got one matchup left. I know on our side we got Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy-esque Jonathan Benitez versus Jeff Staley still. I think that's on Saturday. And then on the other side, we have Michael Williams versus Mike Fazzini. But Derek, as the guest, you get to kick us off with what sparked your interest from week one and what you thought.
Well, honestly, I went into it, and my opponent this week was Jordan Shirley, and I was a little nervous going into it, not going to lie, and especially playing a technical 1 seed. But I played it, and, kind of me and Shirley played it really good. I mean, we were just going back and forth, really. I mean, it was kind of like when I watched Kory and Steve's match today, but it was just, we're going back at it, and I won 2-1 against them, which it was a good match. But and then watching other people's matches, I was realizing it's a very mind game the entire time. I don't know. It's just kind of it's more of a chess match than regular disc golf tournaments. I don't know. It's very into it. This is my first year, so it's very fun to kind of see it in person, and then finally getting to play it. So I don't know. It's been a fun week, and I mean, I've seen some good scores. I've seen people who technically don't play good in tournaments kind of come out and do their thing. So
yeah,
it's definitely fun to watch. That's for sure. But yes, I am currently 1-0, big dubs. So
that's right.
Can't complain.
Yeah, that's sweet, man. I think like you said, with the chess match kind of thing, like for instance, today when I was playing Steve, I got him on hole one with a birdie. He missed about a circle edge putt. And then hole two, I throw okay. I'm in circle two. I didn't get the distance I wanted to. And then Steve throws OB, and he gives it a bid for par and misses it. And then I come up and I still run my putt. And Steve was like, "You're a crazy man for still running that putt." So I was like,
"Yeah." I was about to say here. Let me just talk about that match real quick. Watching it from seeing somebody who watches Steve play pretty much every day, watching him play that round, like especially because I never get to see him play short courses like that. So watching him play against you in that is just watching him. So he went 1-2, par bogey, and then he was 3 through 16.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he did not miss a single hole, 3 through 16. And it's the fact that because it's yeah, he was down already 2, and then proceeds to come back. And then goes through that whole time only 2 up. So that means you were holding him, just showing how good you were throughout the whole match. I mean, you only gave up a couple holes. And, I mean, through, 13, 14 holes. And, I mean, that just shows what, the one seeds are going to do. And, I mean, it was just, I mean, it was a crazy match to watch. I mean, watching him literally just park shot after shot and then just hit 30, 40 foot putts constantly. And then that's the one thing he kept talking about after the match was how many putts that you hit it, because he was like usually 950 rated guys are going to miss all those putts, or not all of them, but 60% of those putts. And you just kept hitting them. You only missed one circle putt, I'm pretty sure. I mean, granted, it was like 20-footer, which was pretty embarrassing. Could never be me.
I made some dang good putts, and then all of a sudden I miss one that could have gave me a stroke, and it's like, well, that's eating me up. But enough about our matches, and I think one that caught my interest is Caleb Leggett beating Willow Lee 4-3. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know anything about this Caleb guy, and I've seen Willow play a lot.
I know Caleb a little bit. He's an MA2 guy. I've played a few tournaments with him. He's a few people I know. I went and watched Noah Paul's match against Castro, and Paul T was like, "Yeah, Caleb Leggett at a 7 seed is the cheese." So the cheese is still alive apparently.
Absolutely.
But no, yeah, he's a solid golfer. I mean, I'd say he's more of a putter than a thrower. But then again, I haven't really seen him play a big course and play like a throwing course. So I could be completely wrong. But, I mean, he can putt really well, and he's pretty technical. So, I mean, I know he's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, him to win 4-3, and David Davenport, which is their 6th seed for the Chang Bang gang. Both of them winning 4-3 is big for them, giving them those extra points and everything. And during regular season, it doesn't really matter how big you win, but when it comes playoff time, you're going to want to try and win by as much as possible. And, first secure the win, but also win by as much as possible, because that's the tiebreaker. Other matchups were John V. Upchurch versus Jarrett. I didn't know when this match was played. It was never posted in the comments who won or how they won, how much they won by. And I checked today, and V won 3-2. And I'll tell you this, from experience playing V, I played V at Covenant last year, and then I played him at NRC. But on a short course, man, that guy's throwing overhands. He's almost unbeatable. I'm not going to lie to you. I wouldn't be surprised if he shot, 15, 16 down, because, I mean, the dude just doesn't miss on a short course. It's crazy. And to beat Jarrett, too, on that course that's impressive, too, because I know they both were throwing overhands all over the place. So
yeah, I was about to say, because I feel like Jarrett is like one of those short course kings around here. He's just kind of a thumber overhand guy. But I played with John one round at Meadow Purple, I'm pretty sure, in a tournament, and homie was on it. Like all his little overhands, he had like these little thumber up shots and stuff, and he just kept knocking them out, and his putting was just on. And I'm pretty sure like a couple weeks ago he just beat Schwebe in the tournament. So I mean,
Yeah,
he's a solid 1 seed, and I'm pretty sure he's got Sandy at the 2. So I know whenever we have to play him, I'm gonna have to probably play one of those two. And I mean that's a tough top 2 right there. So,
yeah, no doubt. A couple other just shout outs. Yeah, if I don't shout her out, she'll probably try and murder me at my house. But Whitney beating Rob after I talked some junk to her last week. I'm sure that might have fueled the fire a little bit, but good shooting Whitney. Not too good shooting Rob. We're gonna need you to pick it up there for the St. Putts. Patrick Myers absolutely came out guns a-blazing, and he won. We won't say by the amount, but the fact that he won and walked it off with an ace on hole 14 is pretty sweet. I didn't even know Patty had a forehand like that, and so for him to forehand ace like that, that's pretty sweet. So, looking forward to the last 2 matches getting in, and we have a full week behind us. I believe Saturday is the last day, so we'll look forward to that. But we'll get into week 2 now. I think those matchups were posted about 2 or 3 hours ago. So you've got Team Figure It Out versus the Chain Bang Gang. And then you got We Will Figure It Out, Team We Will Figure It Out versus the Plastic Baggers. My team has the bye. Really excited to see what Mr. Wes Hill does here as his debut at 1 seed.
I was about to say he's making his debut at the 1 seed on ECU Gold. So
yeah,
definitely, of course, that suits him.
Yeah. I'll tell you this: last year he's playing Upchurch, so that'll be really interesting with Upchurch coming off a big win. But let me tell you, Wes last year, I think he was the second to last seed for our team. I think this might be the biggest jump from, I think it was a 5 seed. He can correct me in the comments, but he was like a 5. Now, he was a demon. Let me tell you, he just tore everybody up down there. But I think there was only 6 seeds on each team last year. Keep that in mind. So I think he was a 5 seed and just was tearing it up. But to go from, second to bottom seed to a 1 seed in a year just really shows his turnaround and his game really evolving.
Well, I was about to say, I mean, he does play with the bagger himself, Billy Bauer. So I see where he gets it from. So
Absolutely. I saw Billy at the course today, and he was like, "Man, I'm just playing wherever they put me, man." And I'm like, "Get out of here, Billy. You know what you're doing." But really excited to see what team We Will Figure It Out is all about. Juan playing 3 seed. That's interesting. Juan is definitely a Greenville native when it comes to it. And then you got Mr. Schwarga himself, the captain, going and playing 7 seed. That's a little interesting to me. I think he's right at 900 rated. So we'll see how that turns out. But,
and if I'm not wrong, he's playing Willow, correct?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, he seemed like he was a little scared about that matchup whenever I was talking to him on Monday. So it seems like he's already kind of down on himself with that one.
Yeah. Well, he's got all the confidence in the world. He's a fellow 2-time Matchplay champ and thinks he can bring it home as the captain for his 3rd one. And Schwarger, I'm sorry, I don't see it, man. But we'll see. We'll see. Blake, what are you thinking of these matchups, man? You got Jesus this week. It looks like at the 5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really focused on anybody else at all. No offense to anybody else, but after this past week losing to Mason, I think a lot of it was mental for me, which is the thing I struggle with in tournaments as well. But no, Jesus, I know Derek knows this. I know Tyler Jernigan knows it. Me and Jesus, we kind of have this unspoken respect/beef for each other. There's been a few tournaments that I've been signed up for for weeks, and I'm like, I'm gonna freaking sweep this MA2 field. That's another W in my head. And then day of the tournament, Jesus Mares shows up and signs up, and I'm like, oh God, Jesus is around. Um, so he has a special place in my heart and my headspace, personally. So I'm excited. I mean, I definitely want to. I've already played at one practice round out there, on gold, and I'm just excited to see how we match up and how I'm going to treat it, because I still haven't really decided if I want to be super serious about it and just be like locked in, or if I want to treat it as just another round. But no, I'm excited. I mean, I enjoy playing disc golf with Jesus. He's a fun guy most of the time. Sometimes we say smart aleck things to each other and piss each other off, but I'm sure it'll be a good match. So we'll see.
It's all part of the game, man.
Yeah, I'm really just going out there and chasing pars, if I'm going to be completely honest, because I think him and I, distance wise, I may have a little bit of distance on him, but other than that, I'm going to be chasing pars. I mean, there's a few holes out there on ECU Gold that I know I can birdie, but at the end of the day, I'm a-okay with taking a 3 or a 4, whether that be on the par 3s or par 4s. So, but I'm excited.
Let me tell you what, having distance on an opponent is intimidating, to say the least. Let's just say hole 2 today, there's a pretty stiff headwind, and I'm throwing a destroyer, right? And I didn't know what Steve was going to throw, man. I was thinking, like a Firebird-esque disc at least,
He went
This
buzz
man
or
pulls out a wasp. And let me tell you, that wasp was always going farther than the destroyer that I went through. And so I was like, dang. But, that's why I went OB, because he tried to big arm me or whatever. But
the more you play with them, the more humble you get with yourself.
Yeah.
Whenever he outdrives you with a buzz, it's just
absolutely.
kind of a heartbreak. So
Absolutely.
it's fun.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna have to ask you guys a question on your. Sorry for the dinging in the back. I'm at my parents' house, and they have an old grandfather clock.
Shout out to the Huskies.
That's right. I gotta ask you guys though. Is there a little bit of cheese going on in y'all's matchup? There's some interesting changes of seating. Maybe not on your guys' side per se, but on the other team's side. I mean, on your side, you've got Derek moving down to the 3 after a very big win in the 2 slot. And then you've got, on the other side, you got Tyler Jernigan, who got beat decently bad by Mr. Sandy, moving up to the 1. You got Jarrett moving down to the 2. You got Caleb Leggett moving to the 6. Now, he did win 4 and 3, but so did David. I'm just curious what's going on there. Did Whitney and Jarrett agree to a lineup, or what? What's going on?
Well, I'll kind of put my little tidbit in there. So Whitney kind of came out and said, apparently Max and Jarrett just wanted to play each other. Whatever, I don't care. I guess I'm fine with it. I don't really care. I wanted to play Tyler or Mike. That's originally what I was going to go for. Come to find out, they put Mike at a 4 seed on their team.
Yeah.
Don't know why. No offense to Noah, love him to death, but Mike is their 3 seed. Personally, sending shots at him.
Right.
But I'm playing Noah this week. Tyler. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, no offense to Derek, but probably Tyler's better opponent towards the on NRC. Simply distance, shot wise, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be the best matchup. Granted, Steve's probably going to beat him through 14 holes. So just gonna throw that out there. No offense to Tyler after watching him get absolutely smacked around at Meadow Whites by Sandy. Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of my little input with it. I don't know what. I mean, the lineup we suggested was close to it. I mean, top-wise, but kind of in the middle and the bottom for us was confusing. It just kind of kept getting tossed around. Like, if you want to go with the kind of bottom area.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, basically, the questions that were being brought up in the group chat was basically I got asked. I was like, they were like, Blake, would you rather play Noah or Jesus? And I was like, well, if you, I mean, I can. I was like, I'll do whatever. And Whitney was like, we need to guarantee wins. So I said Jesus because I think Noah probably after watching his match, I think Noah has me out there, especially just because distance and putting. But yeah, I think it came down to a just being able to manufacture wins in the best way possible and sacrificing certain matchups just because we know certain people can't perform as good as other people. I'm going to leave that very broad. Um, but but yeah, just being smart about the matchups, and it's not really been in the rules. I mean,
No, no, it's
everybody can do that.
definitely not been in the rules.
Yeah,
There's going to be cheese, and it's just this just happens to be the first cheese of the year.
Well, I was about to say, I will say, I mean, there is technical cheese, but it's more of draft wise on why there's cheese. It's not that they're seeded wrong. I mean, they're like technically on y'all's team. I mean, y'all have a very stacked lineup, and like y'all's 6th seed is who? Rob, right?
Rob
has a very solid 6th seed. So I mean, it's not that there's cheesing quite saying, but it's like just kind of the way the draft went. I feel like there's some teams kind of have some heavy loaders in certain areas. So I mean, it's kind of how it played out. But I mean, got to win. Still got to play.
Derek, I'll tell you this, man. I know you're moving down to 3 seed. You might think you got an easy matchup, but Noah did just come off of a pretty big win, so I wouldn't be underestimating them too much.
I mean, I'm gonna underestimate him because I'm just saying the last time I played with/against him, I beat him at Aiden, so I'm just kind of sending him shots out. He blew a lead in that second round, so I want him to. I've already texted him. We already got our match set, so I'm ready to play him. I play NRC more than probably 99% of people in Greenville, so and he doesn't even live here. So, just saying.
Doesn't even live here. I can contest to that because I also do not live there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward. I'm not looking forward to not playing. I tell you, after losing to Steve, only 1-0, shooting 14 down. Now, yeah, it was short. So I'd like to keep playing, man. I got one 20-footer that just is haunting my dreams already. I haven't even gone to sleep yet. So, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. See if any leads kind of come out of it, and see if there's a front runner after week 2. But yeah, with that being said, we'll move into our next topic, and we're going a little farther than just the East Coast here, fellas. We're gonna talk about the Pro Tour a little bit. The Beaver State Fling was this past weekend, and I know it's a silver series, but we just wanted to recap it a little bit and just talk about 1 or 2 things that each of us got from the event. I know all 3 of us watch events very adamantly. Maybe not Derek because his father, Paul Macbeth, isn't playing in these events right now. But yeah,
depressing times.
With that being said, Derek, what'd you think of it, man? What poked out to you at the old Beaver State Fling?
Yeah, well, besides me starving because my dad's not bringing in any money from these tournaments anymore, I will have to say, I mean, well, Kory, you're in the draft with us. I'm very happy that Calvin is playing, still God tier level. But Eagle McMahon, he is that man. He's that dude still. Coming back from injury, it's nice seeing him, pop off. Granted, he just didn't cash last week, but we're not going to talk about that. Man's a demon. I mean, he owns that course. I feel like any year he comes out there, he's just probably going to pop off. You could pretty much count him in the top 3, no matter, if it's Silver Series, Elite Series, A tier, whatever. Man's going to pop off. So, I mean, Eagle McMahon is him. And then also on the FPO side, Holland Hanley is also one of my picks, and I'm just saying she's going to win. She's going to win here soon. She's definitely going to pop off a dub. Because was it her and Jennifer won They were above third place by what, like 10, 12 strokes?
I think Holland had the third place, Maria, maybe saying that wrong, but I think she beat her by 12 strokes, and that was second place. I think Jennifer Allen beat her by 2. So
I mean, that's some Paul and Eagle type stuff.
Yeah, so, Paul and Ricky for us older people. But yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool to see Eagle back on the podium in the first place win. He's definitely a thrower of this. For sure. It might be he may not want to do this, but Blake, what you got, Blake?
As a Discmania fanboy, personally, really happy to see Eagle back in full form. I've got 2 things, but one kind of involves her, the other one kind of doesn't. But the actual hot round out there was shot by Carter Aarons, I think his name is. I think the kid's 15 years old, and he shot 15 down on a really tough course.
Bombs.
Yeah, so that was super awesome just to see.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Just to see the talent that is continuing to just join the disc golf, scene is pretty nuts. And then secondly, going back to Eagle, I was watching the skins out there, and as a Discmania fan, always trying to be on the cusp of Discmania news and whatnot. But during that skin match, Eagle actually threw, I forget what hole it was, might be hole 10. You guys can go watch it. I mean, it's out right now. Eagle threw a new cloud breaker that has not released yet. And they did discuss it a little bit, but Eagle was very vague with his statements. But apparently it's like a gold shimmer cloud breaker. So even they just dropped a new cloud breaker. Sounds like they're releasing a new one here sometime soon. Eagle threw it, I think, like 610 feet on like a full flex. So it seemed to be pretty stable. I guess the new cloud breakers, me personally, I was told they're going to be PD2 level stability. That's not the case. Definitely not the headed. I know. I had mine in my bag for maybe a week, and I kept burning it over on forehands, and I was like, this thing's terrible. So it's out of the bag for right now. But yeah, apparently there's another new cloud breaker coming out that is some type of gold shimmer plastic. I don't know what they're gonna name it. I don't know anything other than what Eagle said in the video, but he said they aren't out yet. He said they're kind of in prototype test flight kind of times right now. So we'll see. But yeah,
I've heard the gold shimmers are beef. Yeah, I've heard that.
I'm happy to see Eagle back in his full form. I'm very happy with the guy be at the top.
Sweet, yeah, absolutely. Just like Blake, I watch just everything disc golf that comes onto YouTube, no matter what it is. And so I'm not a huge fan of Brody Smith necessarily, but I really like what he does in the game. I really like the traction that he brings from the side and just from a popularity side. So I watch everything his videos that comes out, including his practice round. During his practice round that he had, obviously it's Ezra and Brady typically, and then he had Gossage in it this week. And everybody knows there's Darren Gossage's forehand, and the dude just mashed the forehands. And I think one of the coolest things was, he even stated it during the practice round that this course is just so many righty backhands. And for him as a forehand dominant player, go out, still perform, still get pretty high up. I think that was interesting to see that. The only forehand that I saw him force was on that 400-foot hole that's on the hill. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but he threw a flex forehand there. That's the only one I saw. But most of the time he was throwing backhand, and while his form looks a little unorthodox, man, I have never heard more snap come from a guy than when he throws the disc backhand. It sounds like one of them little poppers that people throw on the ground when he throws this. I mean, it's crazy. But, yeah, I mean, that was super cool. Jennifer Allen acing the first hole of the last round is that's surreal. And, that was cool to see. So, but yeah, I mean, as we go on with this podcast, we'll definitely, get more involved with the Pro Tour. As we've got the Elite Plus series coming up in, I believe it's 2 weeks. So we'll talk about Cascade Open or whatever it's called next week, just like we're talking about this. But when the Elite Plus and the Elite events come up, we'll definitely talk more into those. But now it's time for, I don't know about you, but this is my favorite segment of the night, and it is Amateur Hour. We're still calling it Amateur Hour. Maybe
that's never changing. No, that'll never change.
That'll never change. Dick, I think it's only fair that as the guest, you get to pick whether you go first or last.
Man, let me go first, bro. Because I don't want to take y'all's time, but I got two people. Let me start off with the easy bait. It may be one of y'all's, I don't know, but Mr. Rob Lober.
Oh gosh.
He already knew it. He already knew it. I'm sorry.
I tried, Rob. I tried. I told him to spare you. I tried, brother. I'm sorry.
Look, I'm not even gonna go that hard at him. Look, I'm just saying. I'm not gonna come at you that you lost. It's the fact that you're trying to make excuses. Because first he gave the excuse that he don't like playing in front of people. I'm sorry, buddy, but you're just gonna have to suck it up.
Yeah.
If you suck in front of people, or if you suck without people, play better. You wanna beat me at Oakwood and then complain that there's people watching you on Matchplay? I don't want to hear it. And then you want to talk about your what, painting boats? I don't want to hear it. That's your job. Get your arm stamina up, buddy. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing it. All right. So that's Rob. He's done. Like I said, not the fact you lost. It's the fact that you're trying to make excuses.
That was light. That was
Number two. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Number two, near and dear to my heart, my duo's partner coming up actually Saturday, Mr. Tyler Jernigan. I'm tired of this little 5'4" man beating me every tournament. He's beating me every single tournament. And what kind of friend doubles partner does that? He comes out. He is currently beating me 8-2 this year. One of my 2 wins is empty and nothing. So I can't really take that. He came back down. I was beating him by 4 last week, and then he came back and beat me. I'm pretty sure by like 7. So I'm tired of losing to him. That's pretty much my beef with him. Besides that, play that with me and then get back to sucking, hopefully. But that's some shots out there. So, and also Petty, you didn't have to be really that bad. Other than that,
Man, that's brother on that game. He's a little like he sent us a message that Rob said, don't come at me. I had some excuses. Derek does not care, that's for sure. You want to do?
Let you round it out. I'll give you the middle spot.
Okay.
I got some stuff.
Oh man, I don't want to do it like this, but do it at the same time. Let's just say I had one, and I was just gonna rant on them like 20 minutes of jello. But now I've got to. Because I'll start with the second one actually. Today, before my round, I'm sitting there waiting for Steve to get here and just play practice on with my teammate Mason, who I shot 13 down. Like, dude, gosh,
no one cares.
But anyway, that's the point. I was good. What was going on? Billy was there, but I said, Billy, what's going on with this 0-2 thing? And he was like, man, I'm just playing with him. You know how Billy is. That's a chill guy. This is not Billy, by the way. He tells me that Wes Hill informed him that he is not scared. He wants to play him. I mean, how are you going to stay in MA2 the whole time and then try and say you're not scared of one? Like, dude, I understand you want to go try and win M-Worlds. They're trying to say MA2 next to it. Dude, it doesn't matter. Just move up already. This is not just. I'm telling you what. I watch you, bro. Farm build left and right. Every single bomb you're trying to shoot, bro. You're going to tell me you're an A2 guy and I play 1 seed? Like, oh my goodness. But.
Hey, but he won Dev Cup in A3. He won Dev in A3. So.
Either of you guys have won Dev Cup, so I feel like we can't really talk too much.
Sure have.
I've also never played an A3 tournament, but that's besides the point. Oh my goodness! But let me get to the main guy, the main event. Man, this guy named Jordan Shirley. Jordan. I took one for the team this week, Jordan. I walked up to a match that I literally said, there's no way I win. And let me tell you what, watching Steve not even just birdie every single hole for 14 holes in a row or however many holes it was, but park every single, it's like, I told Derek after like the 5th hole, like, I just got to try and push this guy at this point. Just got to see how far I can go because this guy's not missing. And it was like laser beam fierce turnover, laser beam sky god dead straight, sky god 4 on a freaking massive spike hyzer going farther than my Firebirds. And it's just like, dude, this is crazy. This is crazy. And then, I'm sitting here like, I'll take one for the team. I'll do it, whatever. And Jordan just will beat Derek. Like, Derek, you're good, man. You're a really good player. But, man, let me tell you what, that layout is righty forehand, lefty backhand friendly. And Jordan Shirley, old Pistol Pete, pulling it out of his pocket to throw a forehand, can't beat you on that course? And he's supposed to be an MPO guy? Jordan, I don't know what's going on, man. but you might need to go to the retirement home with Connor Gill.
Whoa.
You get that more than you guys will, but oh my goodness. Your brother might be the better Shirley on the team.
Woo!
At this point, we might need to move him.
Isn't he a
And you
second
as far down as we
I was
can
gonna
get.
say,
Whoa!
You're the
just as your own team.
At this point, he's my captain and doesn't matter. And he's going to tell me, he's like, man, it was Renji, I was flipping over my makeup. Look for something more. Well, what? That's your excuse. My man Steve was freaking from absolute laser beams for win today. So, I mean, like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And the last thing I'll say about this is he's going to try and tell me next week he needs to bundle one. And let me just tell you what, I'm not letting it happen until he actually gets it. Like, this is not going to happen until he actually puts a win in win column. I want to. I think I got a little bit bigger excuse. I got 14 down and still lost to Steve somehow. What I am. But besides the point, Jordan, pick it up. We'll play. Okay, you have to. I need you to win. I'm done. I'll let Blake go.
It's, hey, let it understand. Breathe. You're good. Corey, you're good, man. I hear you.
Info guy playing 3C and can't even get old. Gosh, Lord have mercy.
Okay, let's segue. Let's segue away from all the hate in the heart. I'm glad you got it out, Corey. I really am. But let's segue away from Greenville. Let's segue. We're still on the East Coast, but let's segue up to Buffalo, New York. Now, you fellas are probably wondering, what are we doing in Buffalo, New York? Well,
Where are we at?
as the listeners from last episode know, this podcast used to be named Amateur Hour.
Oh.
Okay, now that's fine. Nobody listens to this podcast. Whatever. Posted in the Green Disc Golf Facebook page. And all of a sudden, there's some tiny bobcat. I don't care about him that much. I don't even remember his last name. My man says, "Hey man, maybe see if their podcasts better named that before you make yours." And I was like, "Oh, here we go. First episode, we have already got some drama. I love it." So me and Bobcat, we bicker a little bit in the comments, and I tell him to take it to DMs. I get a little Nick McDonald, Schwarga like few comments, West Hill commented as well. But Mr. Bobcat said, he said, of their a slew of things that I can't remember, nor do I care about. But basically, it was just like, you shouldn't have your podcast be named this because my friend in New York has one the same. I said, how did you get in this chat? You're from the Raleigh area. I've never even heard of it. He said, I played Duck Cup a few years ago. Okay, well, what? Hey, these Players Cup.
He said he's everywhere. Don't forget that. Bobcat's everywhere.
Bobcat is everywhere. He could be out at my front door right now. Who freaking knows? Anyway, I told Bobcat, I said, hey man, I feel you, but that's not your podcast, so kindly stop and get your boy to me. So, minutes later, I messaged my guy, Santos Torres, who's a guy who lives in Buffalo. He plays disc golf. I think we up in the 800. I can't say much. I'm 88. I'm right there with him. But yeah, Santos and I talked for a while. At first, I was like, let me go with this guy, and then get to a point where this man just talk with this guy. Being super sarcastic. But then I finally came to my senses, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to change the name podcast. This guy really seems to care. So now we are called Big Disc Geek. That is the story behind it.
Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I did. I wrote the fact of, I said, do you have a current or electronic claim on the podcast name Amateur app? And he said, no, but it said, if I need to get lawyers involved, it should be money that we both want to spend it somewhere else. And I was like, okay, this guy is going to die on this hill, so I'm gonna leave him on the hill. So anyway, that was a fun little moment. But I mean this out of a good heart. Guys, Santos, he meant well. We changed the podcast name. I don't want any beef with him. He even said we could come hop on his podcast at some point if we wanted to. We're not going to
accept that invite.
We're going to kindly decline it. But if you guys will go look up Dying to Disc Golf. I'm not going to link it anywhere. I'm not going to work that hard for it. But if you guys find some kindness in your heart, please go look up Santos Torres's his company. Show him some support. Show him some Gville love. Again, Santos, if you listen to this, I know you won't, but if you do, I appreciate you being cordial with me and not trying to bully me into. Just a segue away from Amateur Hour. We have our Dubs tournament coming up on Saturday, this coming Saturday, May 27th. We are doing walk-up sign-ins. We've got a few extra spots. We had a few people drop, but we did pay for player packs for those people. So if you want to come out, find a partner, show up. It is on Disc Golf Scene, or if you have any other questions, feel free to contact Kory or myself. But yeah, it may be a rain day, may not be. I know it's going to be a good time. But yeah, so if you guys want to come
It's
out,
always shiny at Sunset Park. That's all I gotta say.
last
No
time
matter
I
the
played
rain.
at Sunset, it was snowing. So
Yeah.
Hey, whatever you got to do to get to Sunset Park on Saturday, do it. And
absolutely,
if I need to come pick you up, I will. Just know you're going to be there at 7 a.m.
yeah.
But, I mean, let's just make it as best as we can, and we'll send as many people as we can to the main event. So, yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about the Dubs event. You know, me and Jonathan, the trainer, have already qualified. We're still playing just to, get a little more team camaraderie, I guess. And our main goal is to beat Derek and Tyler, no doubt about it.
Yeah, me and Tyler, we already planned out. We're matching. We're looking cute together. So just whoever's ready to get second compared to us is, yeah.
That's cool, I guess. But we'll move on from that. Some other upcoming tournaments in the area. We've got Basket Bashers Am Tour on May 28th in Clayton. That's always fun. Clayton has a new layout that me and Derek went and played last week, and it is no joke. You thought Clayton was hard already. It got harder and a lot harder. I hope you got a disc that goes really, really far left because you're going to need it. Let me tell you what. I mean, good gosh. Whoever made that course, I'm going to go into a little bit more amateur. Whoever made that course, you did not think of lefties at all. I'm just saying.
Here we go.
It's just good. God almighty, son. I can't throw it.
It's still not even good for righties. It's not good for it.
Oh, man. I digress.
Anyways, Yeah, that's
we've got the 2023 Big Valley Challenge on June 10th and June 11th. What a name, by the way, the Big Valley Challenge. That makes me think I'm playing Disc Golf Valley, but what a name. It's at Valley Springs Park in Durham. So I guess that's where they got their name. 2-day event. Those are always good. I think it's a B tier, so go out to that. Then you've got in Greenville again, we've got the BYOP Dubs at Oakwood, and I think that is a charity event. I'm not fully sure on that, but so. I know Dub events in Greenville are always a big hit, and so you guys should definitely play in that. I'm talking to Derek and Blake too, because I haven't seen their name on the list yet. But
brutal.
That one will be fun for sure. And then you've got Eco at Glen Burnie on the 11th of June. The doubles event at Oakwood is on June 10th. You've got the Eco at Glen Burnie on June 11th. Basically, what I am telling you is if you are not playing disc golf on June 10th and June 11th, you have no excuse. You've got three options right there and three really good options. So you better be playing then. But that's the upcoming tournaments. And yeah, Blake, you got any closing remarks for us before we get out of here? It's 11:30, so don't to keep it too long. But
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to say thank you guys again. The first episode did really well, and I was very happy with that. I know Kory and I didn't really know where this was going to head, but I love the feedback we got. I got feedback personally from a few of my friends that listened. Um, but yeah, again, thank you guys for listening. If you're listening on Spotify, there should be an option for you to rate us. I personally already gave us a 5-star rating because I mean, how can you really do better than Down East Disc Golf podcast? But yeah, if you guys don't mind giving us a rating, telling your friends about us, and I also have uploaded our first episode on YouTube, and I will be uploading this one on YouTube as well. So if you don't have Spotify, don't worry, there is a second option. But yeah, thank you guys again, and follow us on our socials if you need links to anything. I've got links to Spotify, I've got links to YouTube, I've got just about everything up on our Instagram at Down East Disc Golf. So yeah, that'll be all. Thank you guys for joining, and thank you guys, Derek and Kory, for coming along tonight as well. But yeah, that's all I got.
one more